Okay, today, Stitch with Rick, we're going to go to some basics of quilting. What we're going to do is we are going to make some half square triangles. Really easy to make. Okay? In order to make the half square triangle, figure out your size first. I want mine to end up to be 4.5 inches. Finished right here. Okay? So in order to get a 4.5 inch square triangle, I'm going to start with 2 5-inch squares of different colors. You can use different colors. You can use different prints. You can use one print, one solid, 2 different solids, 2 different prints, whatever you want to use. Okay? But for demonstration purposes today, 2 solid pieces of material. Okay. What we're going to do first, our first step is we have our 5-inch squares. We are going to put those together. Make a little sandwich. Okay? See our little sandwich? Nice, neat. Our edges all meet up. You want to make sure your edges are all together, lined up. Alright. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take that 1/2-inch square, that 5-inch square, and we are going to then lay our ruler. I'm using my square ruler because I'm going to use it for a couple different things in this episode. And we are going to put this point to point on the square. So we're going to start from point to point, and then we are going to end up marking this with our Sharpie. Alright? Yep, I'm going to use a Sharpie. It doesn't matter, because this line that we're going to draw is on the reverse sides. Let me go back. Okay, we put these 2 squares right sides together. Okay, so right sides together, we have a sandwich. We then lay our ruler on it from point to point. Then we take our pen. And just one thing, I am left-handed, so this might be backwards for some people. Sorry, just reverse whatever you need to do. All right, so we're going to draw our line right down the center. Okay, gonna make sure I can really see it. Perfect. Now, once we have our line right down the center from point to point, okay, you can see that here. We went from point to point with our line on our sandwich. Okay, next what we're going to do is we're going to take that sandwich and we are going to sew a 1/4 inch seam on both sides of that line. Okay, so you can see right here, here's our line that we drew across, and I used red thread and I went ahead and sewed a 1/4 inch away from the drawn line and a 1/4 inch on the other side of the drawn line. Alright, so 1/4 inch, 1/4 inch, and there's our drawn line that we drew in the beginning. Alright, now once we have that sewn, we're going to lay it back down. Take our square again, and we're going to lay that right on our line from point to point. Okay, once we have that lined up, we are then going to take our rotary cutter and we are going to cut. Alright, now as you can see, we have 2 different triangles. Okay, triangle number 1, triangle number 2. And when we open those up, we have a half square triangle. Okay, there's our half square triangle. Took no time at all. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here, I'm going to press it. I'm going to press it to the dark side. Alright, so we press, press, press. A little steam. Okay, there's one. And with whatever side you want to press it towards, if you want to go towards the dark side, hold the dark side up. Leave the light side down. Okay, and then what you do is you just slowly go back and give it a little press. Alright, now we have 2 half square triangles. Okay, piece of cake right there. Now, these are not the size I want right yet. These are a little bit bigger. These right now, and when you use your ruler, these are just a smidge bigger than 4.5. So what you want to do is, when you're using your ruler here, it's kind of hard to see, reflecting my light in there. You have your ruler 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a half. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a half. So our 4.5 mark is right where it says 8.5. And you can see you have a black 45-degree line going down your ruler. You want to take that 45-degree line and put it right on the two colors on the seam. And you have 4.5 here, 4.5 here. You have some extra material here, so we want to trim that. Okay, 1 trim, 2 trim. Now, we have a perfect 4.5-inch square. Now, you still have a little dog ear right there. You want to go ahead and trim that off, you can. You can leave it if you want, but I like to trim them off. So put my ruler back on there and do a quick little trim. And we have one 4.5-inch half square triangle. And we have one that's a little bit bigger, so I'm going to do it again. And we're going to line that seam with this line on our ruler. And we're going to go to 4.5 and 4.5. So we do it again. We're at 4.5 and 4.5. You have some leftover there. You're going to trim that off. Pull it away and trim that off. Okay. And we're going to take that little dog ear off again. Okay. Now, how easy was that? Now, with these, you can do tons of different things. Different patterns you can do. Let's do some. All right, we'll get this out of the way. All right, so here's some that I have made earlier. And let's say we want to make a pinwheel. We can do a pinwheel like so. We can sew that together and we have a pinwheel. All right, so there's our pinwheel. Let's see, a pinwheel that's already done, I've already sewn together, is right here. See? Pretty cool. All right, we can also, if we want, we can make our vertical lines like so. All right, you can do it that way. Or we can turn it again and we can put our turquoise square in the middle, like so. Or you could rotate it around and put your peach square in the middle. There's tons of different ways that you can do half square triangles. And you'll see them in a lot of quilts too. Okay, all right, now, that time we made 2 half square triangles at once. What do you say? You want to make more half square triangles at a time? No problem. This time, what we're going to do is we're going to take that same 5-inch square and we are going to make that sandwich. And we already had, I drew that line earlier. Now, I'm going to draw another line going the opposite way on the square. Okay. Now, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 triangles right there. You can see our lines are drawn from point to point, point to point. All right? Then when we're done with this drawing on that, we're going to take it over to our sewing machine and we are going to sew all the way around the perimeter. So we are going to sew a 1/4 inch seam allowance. You can see I started here, came on a 1/4 inch, came across a 1/4 inch, down 1/4 inch, and then drove right off the line there with the 1/4 inch. All right, now once we have that sandwich made and we have the 1/4 inch sewn all the way around the perimeter, we're then going to take our ruler once again, and we're going to go back on those lines a little closer so you can see. All right, and on those lines we have one cut. And we're just going to cut it. There you go. And then on that line again, our second line, we're just cut again. That's 1, 2. And one more time. 3, 4. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4 triangles. Okay, so what we do is go back on the iron, and we're going to press them. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4 half square triangles. And again, you can lay them out whatever way you would like to. And you can trim these in the same manner you did before to make them, let's see what size these end up being. You have to plan a little ahead to know what size you want your finished half square triangle to be. This one, when we started with a 5-inch block, will come out to be, I would make that a 3-inch square. So you can either make that a 3-inch square, or common, you could do a 2.5-inch square. So now I've taken my ruler and I've gone down to the 2.5 mark. Okay, so we have 1, 2.5, 1, 2.5, and we can just trim off the excess. Trim off the dog ear. And there you have it. A 2-inch square and our other half square triangles. And again, you can arrange those any way you like. Different patterns. You can make the basket, you can make flying geese, the squares, all different ones. You can rotate them, actually. If you would take and make your peach inside, like so, and then make one with your turquoise inside, you're going to have all different squares, turquoise and peach. Well, that's it for today. I'm glad everybody joined us. Please hit subscribe down below and hit the like button so I can keep on making these videos. The more subscribers I have, the more videos I can make. Thanks a lot, and we'll see you next time on Stitch with Rick.